Hey there guys, so this is a little bit of an instructional video on playing the Twisting Blades Rogue. This is how I play the Twisting Blades Rogue, and basically in this little video, much like I've done with the Barbarian and several other characters, I will show you guys how I play this particular style of Rogue. I'm currently in the Capstone Dungeon for World Tier 4 at level 58, 12 levels under the levels of the enemies. Why? Because the rogue is very powerful. So you can clear things even easier than you would with the barbarian. So let's start with the sigil of the week, as we always do. As you can see, I managed to get god roll gear for my movement speed, so things are fast. What you want to do first and foremost is go after enemy suppressors. Okay, any of the pink aura enemies, take them out straight away. When you first open up combat, since you're using combo points, find the biggest dude, stab your daggers into him, and go after any elites. Alright? Same thing you would do if you see a big elite, you go after them. Make them vulnerable with your normal attacks, and then just go ham swinging. Alright? Now, I will of course update the late game build to show you my gear, full aspects, things like that. But I want to you guys take note of something. I'm still using one sword that hasn't even been upgraded because I just haven't rolled the perfect affixes yet, which is why I haven't bothered upgrading it. And even so, this build will absolutely shred. Doesn't matter what level the enemies are, you are superior. Or rather, the rogue is superior, even without me popping my ultimate. And I don't mean ultimate as an ultimate skill. What I do is, remember I talked about the concealment shadow imbuement combo? This is what I refer to as my ultimate attack combo. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to even pop that before the elite died. So, yeah. Your damage as the rogue is hilariously high. Okay? And with no Nightmare Dungeon affixes, even your basic attacks will absolutely shred everybody. So just be aware of that, because things will die fast. And as long as you're not too overconfident, you should be completely alright. So just make sure that, you don't do anything silly, and pretty much everything will crumple. Your attack speed is also, as I mentioned, absolutely insane. So yeah, you will most likely get through content at super fast rates. Any elite can be stun locked instantaneously by the rogue, so just keep that in mind. Okay, you have unlimited knockdowns because the knockdown skill does not have a cooldown. Excuse me. So if you remember in the early and mid-game video, I showed you guys that trick attacks was leveled up to 1 point. This is because you can knock down when you critically strike any dazed enemy, and if you've got enough crit rate, which the rogue almost certainly will have, it is very easy to endlessly knock down any target, any elite, and that results in them being hilariously juggled. Alright, so you would have seen it sometimes on my streams, but also, if I get the chance, I'll show you how we juggle the elites. Basically, whichever elite that you are killing has received a death sentence, It's kind of like Fist of the North Star, where, you say you're already dead, kind of like that, okay? And the Twisted Blades Rogue is absolutely easy to play on PC. It might be a little more difficult when it comes to controller, because you can't just click the target if you want to teleport to, slice, dice, all that kind of stuff. So basically, how am I really doing any of these combos? All I'm really doing is throwing 3 of my normal basic hits, then I stab my daggers into the closest target, and I let the Twisting Blades, assuming that there's no target to prioritize. Okay, now if I have an elite, of course I'll prioritize it by utilizing my my combo of concealment and imbuement. Okay, now if you watch closely, there was also a juggle there, but because the damage you deal is so fast, that juggle only lasts like less than a second, and the creature should die anyway. Ultimately the rogue's damage is very, very high, so most fights will just end so fast that it doesn't even matter. And add to that the fact that you have, good movement speed bonuses. Any dungeon is cleared at the absolute highest speed possible, which is really fantastic, something that I really enjoy. All right. So now let's carry on. It's hard to go back to most other classes after you play the rogue because it's just so fast. Especially once you have all your movement speed perks and everything. It just makes dungeons end real quickly. Alright, that's all clear. As you can see, you can pretty much last without many potions either because the rogue has innate healing. So as long as you're critting while they're in close distance, you will heal. Which again is pretty fantastic. I usually always teleport to damage suppressors and take them out first because they are a pain and you don't really want to deal with them. Okay, so no trouble so far, everything is relaxed. After I stab my twisting blades, I will usually just use my dash to reposition if I'm dealing with a big horde. Because that way the blades take out everything along the way. So position is really the key when you're playing a build like this. If I stab blades into this, I will try and dash so that the twisting blades return where there's the most number of enemies. This is just something that comes with practice, but realistically speaking, you can use it to take out elites, you know, pretty much anyone really fast. Alright, so, I mean, I'm not sure how helpful it is for me to recite this while doing it, but unfortunately, you have to get used to speed. Rogues are speedy characters, and the faster you play, the better. So, if you are a former StarCraft pro, your APM should be literally very high, so you should have no troubles. As you can see, we're already cleared out the second area because the rogues move so fast that it's possible. You know, even with a 12 level difference, you can easily maneuver, reposition, that kind of thing. Think of yourself as the Genji of Diablo. Your twisting blades, to an extent, can be even slower than you are, so yeah. So literally speedrun yourself back. Okay, chuck that in. Like that's literally only been 7 minutes and 40 seconds. So in that time, you've literally speedrun most of this capstone dungeon. 12 levels under leveled, of course, which is excellent. And yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for anybody to beat the rogue class because the rogue class is just phenomenal. They've got similar advantages to the barbarian, and all I'm hoping for is a butcher to show up. But if you missed it on stream, probably when I released the rogue late game build at level 60, you guys will get to see how we absolutely destroyed a butcher 12 levels higher, which was excellent. Did you see the slight juggling there? That's what I mean by the juggle. So it can be very useful, especially when you're dealing with bigger elites that have large point pools. This will also be more useful in World Tier 4, like I mentioned, when the elites have big hit point pools and you really want to get through them fast. Okay, juggling them can really work well because I don't think there's any elite that has affix that has CC immunity, at least not to my knowledge, so I could be wrong on that, but yeah, there's a quick juggle right there. Okay, the elite was completely destroyed. And don't forget that when you use your dash, right, whatever targets you dash through will take bonus critical damage, so make sure that if you are using it for dash, if you're going to use your dash to draw the twisting blades through your enemy, make sure you also dash through them. Don't just dash to a position. Okay, that's the way to maximize your damage and ensure that you truly get the best value out of whatever it is that you're doing. If you don't do that, then, you know, it's not really going to be very fruitful. Okay, there's an elite over there. Okay. Gonna go see if there's anything here. You can also reposition using your shadow step. So don't hesitate if you don't have something like, if you don't have the dash ready immediately, you can absolutely reposition your shadow step instead, and that'll work just as well. So you take note of that. Okay, there are many times when I reposition with shadow step. Didn't realize this first. I was like, how come this guy's not getting juggled and not dying? But yes, sometimes you have to be aware of the suppressors. There we go, nice and easy. Okay, those were taken out. Oh, we just need to deposit in the Animus urn now. Okay, that's good. Where is that? I think it's up there. So let's go past all of them. For the sake of this video, I will not add in the Paragon point I just earned, just because I'm that confident in my win. So, yeah. Okay, now it's just me searching for the entrance. Is it not around here? I swear it would be, or should be. Ah, there it is. Shamans are bad for your health. Okay, deposit, teleport in. As you can see, both of those taken out immediately. Alright, let's head down. Now, as you know from previous fights with Elias, you should already... Elias. I always call him Elias for some weird reason. You should already know that his first attack needs to be evaded, so just getting close. Dash away. Teleport in again. Now, you do have the highest healing in the game, but you're not invulnerable, so please be aware of that. Okay, you can always reposition away from attacks, but it doesn't mean that you can just, you know, completely get off scot-free, so just be aware of that, okay? Attacks are still gonna hurt, so you see, in this particular case, right, there's nothing that can solve your inability to withstand attacks, so please do make sure. Now, that kind of situation is perfect to demonstrate that the rogue, especially when you're starting to fight way above your level. Now, this is also relevant for T4. Okay, you do still have to use your skills for positioning, which is why it's crucial. Now let's do it again, but this time with more focus. All right. See, a single attack from that was almost enough to completely wipe me out. So now we're gonna have to be a bit more cautious. Correctly using your positioning and stuff like that would drastically be of help to you, but it doesn't mean ignoring the attacks performed by the enemy as well. All right, if you don't properly take into account what your enemy is doing, you will die. All right, so that is something else you have to take into account, because even a single attack by Elias, you see, can wipe you out just like that. So that's a bit of a shame. Almost finished him off twice. But now, anyway. Okay, let's do this. Oh, stunned him, did I? Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, do I have too much gear? Okay. Let's toss out these. Alright, and there you go. How long did it take? Literally only 14 minutes. Not too bad. 2 deaths against Elias, but yeah. Defense is probably going to be your most limiting factor, but realistically speaking, when it comes to the rogue, it's not too bad of a situation. Okay, so as long as you properly dodge attacks, you'll be alright. But it's the dodging part that will get to you. So you do have to be careful of that a little bit. But other than that, you know, the rogue itself has so much damage that you can basically more or less ignore level restrictions as long as you are good at using the combos, as long as you are good at, you know, striking your opponents, putting up your twisting blades, stuff like that. And of course, I did it with the combo points rather than, technically speaking, it would be better to do it with inner sight, as I've done on some world boss kills. But again, it depends on whether the boss summons ads, because if they summon ads, then your inner sight may trigger on a different ad, which means that it will not charge up even if you kill the boss. So just gotta be careful of that, and that's why sometimes I prefer combo points without switching. But for world bosses, I do switch to inner sight. So I hope this video was insightful for you. Terrible jokes, okay? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to catch me on stream, I'm usually on pretty much every day right now. Thank you very much, and thank you to all the channel members that make you know, videos like this possible. You guys are pretty awesome overall. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, starting right at the top, we've got Death Dawning 982 with Plus Ultra, one of our top channel members. We've got OG, Jerry Fast, Rogue Assassin, and Zach NFG, all the prestige. Thank you guys so much. In terms of our honored robots, we've got Bob John, Maxim Lotz, Corey Ryu, Devin Lashin, Mookie Mocha, Rena, Chase Taylor, Scuddy, Nathan Strong, Sabingu, AKJ, Lady Neo, Joey Danze, A. Ripley, Daraverse, Che D12, I'm Peep, Syed Assad, Coda CMF, Kami SMH, Conrad C, Nate the Great, Benjamin Savage. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all of our cool and weird bots as well. Appreciate all of you. Thank you to all of our donors and all of the lovely people who make this possible. Tippers, donors, super chatters. Thank you all. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Y'all have fun now.